Oh no, Omaha. No, Omaha. Sorry. Yeah, Omaha was first. Losing team. Yeah. Yeah.
What team is going first?
Uh,
Winning or losing?
losing.
Losing team.
Yeah, Omaha. Yeah.
Is that how it's gonna go for all the games this weekend?
Losing, losing, losing. Yes.
Okay. Just wondering.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dave Fisher. If we've not met, pleasure to be here again at the Frozen Four. Many of you are here, have been here, but for those of you that haven't, just a few reminders on how we'll operate here tonight in the post-game news conferences. We have mic holders on either end, and I'll call on you and make sure you identify yourself and your affiliation each time. As you know, these are being transcribed, so the transcription service can know who is speaking, and also, of course, the people up here know who they're talking to. If you haven't silenced your cell phones, it's a good time to do so now so we don't have phones going off. There is a $50 fine that goes to charity for every time it goes off, and we'll be the judge if it goes off or not. Paula Weston will be our judge tonight. Thank you, Paula.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Go to the USA Hockey Foundation. Go to the Paula Weston Foundation. Thank you.
It will not go to the Paula Weston Foundation, no offense, Paula. Tomorrow, just to review the schedule, 11:45 in the morning right here, the Mike Richter Award will be announced. That's the top goalie in college hockey. Winner of Game 1, which obviously we know now, is Providence. They'll have a news conference here from 1 to 1:30, practice from 11:15 to 12:15. At Matthews Arena is where the Tim Taylor and Derek Hines Award happens at 4 o'clock, 4:30 Hockey Humanitarian Award, 5 o'clock the Hobie Baker Award. There is no formal transportation, from what I understand, from the North Station here. You can jump on the Green Line to St. Bodolph. Did I say that right? B-O-T-O-L, Batolph. Thank you. Thank you, Bob. Appreciate that. Takes about 20 to 30 minutes, I guess, but that's your best bet. Uber, probably good. Taxis, whatever. You could walk. A lot of opportunities. Oh.
Not a good idea.
Okay, I'd like to rescind the taxi idea, I guess. Yeah. Orange Line. Oh, okay, Orange Line. I got a bad scoop. I don't. Joe Britannia is happy. All Americans and the Commissioners Awards also tomorrow at Matthews Arena. Thank you, Joe. We have had first-time winners, of course. I think those of you that cover the championship know the last 2 years. Union last year, Yale the year before. It was exciting, Conman, wasn't it? So now we have a chance to have back-to-back-to-back first-time winners for the first time since the first 3 years of the championship. First time ever, or the only other time that has happened. 48, 49, and 50. Hockey East returns to the national title game for the first time since 2012 with Providence. It's a chance to have an all Hockey East final, of course, but they had quite a run too, 13 of 14 years when they had a team in the title game from 97 to 2010. 5 and 8:30 here. 2004, what time did we play here? Anybody remember? Noon and 6. Noon and 6, and then at 98, 2 and 8. So next time we come back, we'll maybe have a repeat time. Fourth time we've conducted the Frozen Four in a garden. 71, 2, and 3 were the other 3 times. Arenas lead the way with 29. Centers with 15. Civic Centers 9. Auditorium 2. War Memorial 2. 2 stadiums. 1 Coliseum, 1 field house, 1 pond, 1 field, and 1 forum. It's almost like a jingle or a rhyme or poem. Yeah. Anybody else have any other good notes while we wait for the Omaha crew to arrive? No? This is like a free-for-all type of thing, so we're just here to have fun. Nothing? Gosh, you're a serious group here.
Look at you, Bob Snow. Out fun-facting Dave.
Thank you, Bob. By the way, Jim McLaughlin, the athletic director at Union, just joined the NCAA Men's Ice Hockey Committee. You may remember Jim Knowlton, who was at RPI. Would have been the chair this year, but he left to go to the Air Force, moved over, so he has been replaced on the committee by Jim. We see Jim, we'll introduce him to you. Internet holding up okay? I must be. Haven't heard much from anybody. That's good. All right, the Omaha contingent's on their way. We'll first get an opening comment from Coach Blaze. Then we'll take your questions for the players. And once we're finished with those, we'll continue on. We'll let the players go, and we'll finish with your questions for Coach Blaze. And we'll use that same format here throughout the night. All right, we will first start with some opening thoughts from Coach Blaze. Dean?
Just very proud of the team, obviously, and what we accomplished this year in our first trip to the Frozen Four. Didn't turn out like we hoped, but certainly proud of the guys and the way they never gave up. I thought when it went 2-1, we had a chance. They came down and scored the next shot. So very disappointed that we lost, but certainly proud of the overall team and what they accomplished this year.
All right, questions for the players? Right here. Oh, questions for the players, sorry. Right here in front.
Alex Faust, U.S. College Hockey Online for Ryan. Midway through the second period, did it feel like the tide was starting to turn a bit before Providence scored that opening goal? You'd made a couple really good saves at that point.
No, I mean they're a great hockey club. They came from the drop of the puck, played a full 60 minutes, and didn't give me very much breathing room. They kept me busy pretty much all night, and when you're a relentless team like that, and they capitalized. So hats off to them for making it difficult and banging in a couple greasy goals.
Further questions in the back?
Jess Myers, USA Hockey Magazine. Ryan, could you take us through that first goal? It looked like that long rebound kind of caught you.
Yeah, no, he shot it through, I think, our D's legs, and he didn't put too much on it. So when it hit me, it just kind of got out of reach. I went to go grab it, and I think one of our guys got his stick in there just as I was going down with my hand, and it kind of pinballed around. Lost sight of it, and then I heard the horn, so I watched the replay a bit, and it looked like he got the rebound off the backside of the net. So tough play, obviously like to maybe control that just a little bit better, but they found a way to put it in.
Further questions for the players? Anything? Okay, right over here, sir.
Tony Boone, Omaha World Herald. This is for Brian and Jake. Brian, first of all, what do you think as a senior class you guys did to kind of set the tone for what this program can do moving forward? And Jake, as a younger player who'll be returning, can you just talk about what you guys did this year and maybe what the standard you've set going into the future for UNO hockey?
Brian?
Obviously, we're pretty happy with what we were able to accomplish this year as a team. Come to the Frozen Four for the first time as a program. I think sort of puts Omaha on the map, and with a great young group of players coming back next year, I think everyone can look forward to another great season from UNO hockey.
Jake?
Well, I think this year was a success. Obviously, with these seniors, we're going to miss them. They were the team this year. They led everyone, and I think they put a good stamp on us younger guys, what to look for, what to look up to, and what to do next year. So, really looking forward to the future.
Okay, right here in front. Paula.
Paula Weston from U.S. College Hockey Online. I want to follow up on that. What do you think that coming to the Frozen Four, any of the players, can do to help future teams, future this experience to help future UNO teams?
Brian, you want to take a shot at that?
I think definitely one thing it'll do, it just kind of lets the players know, what it takes to get to this level. Obviously, it's a long season, and there's a lot of highs and lows. But this year, I think we were able to, kind of keep the ship steadied toward our main goal, and that was, trying to win a championship. Yeah, we fell short, but I think we're able to establish, a little bit of a culture, a team culture that is going to be, standard from here on out, and what is expected each and every day. And these younger guys, they really took to it and they really understood it. So that just carries over now.
Ryan, anything to add?
Where you have such a heavy freshman-sophomore class, certainly this stage is something that is naturally nerve-wracking for anyone. For the first time in school history, making it this far in the postseason with such a youthful team, I think only bodes well for the future of this program. It's going to give guys that confidence and understand how hard it is to get here, and then even how much harder it is to win that one game to get you to the national championship finals. So I think it was a great learning experience for these guys, and it was an honor to be there for them and experience it with them.
Okay, anything else for the players? All right, guys, we'll let you go. Congratulations on a great year. And we will continue on with your questions for Coach Blaze. Thanks, guys.
Dean, Bob Snow, NHL.com over to your right, and BruinsDaily.com. Congratulations on a great season.
Thank you.
Can you comment about what you think they did best? I mean, you probably don't want to look at 48 shots, but aside from that, what do you think they did best tonight?
I just think they were more relaxed than us. We didn't do anything out of the ordinary. We had a routine. You get into a routine no matter if you're the regular season or the Frozen Four. But I thought when we hit the ice, we didn't execute like we wanted to. We had simple rules: yell for the puck, get it in deep, try not to turn it over, and we didn't accomplish that. But give Providence credit; they have a more of a veteran set of forwards than we do, and I think they played with more confidence than we did.
Okay, right here.
Paula Weston, U.S. College Hockey Online. Do you think it was a combination of maybe the team's first time here plus so many younger players that might have contributed to that nervousness in the beginning?
Yeah, I think exactly what that was. They were excited. We try not to get overexcited about being here. You want to put on a good show, and I don't know if we did that or not. We'll have to reflect on that, but I think the effort was there, and that's all I've usually asked out of the team is effort, and we've gotten better over the course of the year. Not quite there yet, but certainly, like the players say it, they know that the players that we have coming in for the future are pretty talented. We're going to also miss the seniors and the leadership of graduation. So the future looks bright, and the experience was great here. I really appreciated the city of Boston, especially little things like the escorts by the Boston police back and forth. That was the gas going back and forth to the hotel, and the lights going and everything. Everything was a great experience here.
Jim, right here in front.
Thank you, Dean. Jim Conley from U.S. College Hockey Online. Did you feel that when you scored that one goal and you maybe take some of that momentum, maybe take some of those nerves away, the quick response by Providence just didn't allow you to really get that nervousness out?
Yeah, we talked about getting the next goal when it was 2-0 between the second and third period, no matter what the shots were, because we're a team that has come back during the course of the year quite a few times, and third period is usually our best period. And when we got that goal, I just thought we had a chance, whether you have to pull your goaltender and get the extra attacker on, but when they scored right away to make it 3-1, you could just feel the energy go right out of the bench. That was a great shot by a great player, and Ryan will blame himself, but give him credit. That was a big goal for him.
In the back, Jess.
Jess Myers, USA Hockey Magazine. Dean, it's not uncommon for Ryan to have 40-plus saves. I see it's a couple times it's happened this season, but did you rely on him too much, do you think?
No, I don't think so. I think we expended a lot of energy, like everyone else, to get here, and the emotion. It's like a tank of gas. You only have so much left in it. Not that we were gassed or anything, but very emotional. 2 wins in Notre Dame at the Midwest Regional, and to advance to get here, and the parents being here, and just the chance to play in the Boston Garden and the tradition of this whole community. So it was a big deal for us. It really was, but I don't think it was anything that we did wrong. I think it was a lot of what Providence did right.
Back.
Dean, Michael Vega, Boston Globe. Can you just speak to the way you hung in with them through the second period, especially in that flurry of shots that they put on net in that power play opportunity, and the way Massa kind of like came up standing at the end of that?
Yeah, I was cheering just like our fans were. I mean, he made some spectacular saves. I felt bad for him, obviously, and the way to go out with a loss. But, there's only going to be one happy team after Saturday, no matter who we are. And I was just proud of the way he battled, and he's done that all year for us. It's just that I thought, they were a better team. And I'm not going to criticize my guys for anything. It was just maybe a little bit nervous, but it was more of being here for the first time, like people asked, and not being quite as experienced as we're going to be.
Okay, anything else? All right, Coach, Thanks very much.
Yes,
Appreciate
thank you.
it.
I will.
There we go. Congrats. Thanks. Oops, sorry. All right, we'll begin with some opening thoughts from Coach Lehman. Nate?
You know, I thought we had a good start. Thought we executed our game plan pretty well. I thought they made a good push about the last 5 minutes of that first period. They got some good chances. Johnny was able to come up big with some saves there, and then we were able to get a squeaker in the second. So I thought Massa played a terrific game tonight. And we could have gotten frustrated. I was really pleased with our mental toughness because I thought we could have gotten frustrated, but we stuck with it, and we finally got a bounce and got the first one. And then I thought they made a really good push in the third period, and we defended well and were able to get that bounce back goal after they scored. I thought it was a big moment of the game because I thought they had some momentum there. So. Showed some good mental toughness tonight and beat a really good hockey team, a well-coached team. So fortunate to move on.
Questions for the players? Okay.
Boston Herald. Trevor, were you feeling snake bit right up until you scored that goal?
Yeah, Massa played a really good game. He's one of the best goaltenders we've seen all year. You know, like Coach said, we got a little bit frustrated. I did as well, but we got to stick to the game plan. And you know, I was fortunate enough to pop one in there at the end, and you know, we came out with the win. So, like Coach said, you can't just get frustrated and be done with the game. You got to continue on playing your game.
Okay, right over here.
Jim Donaldson, Providence Journal. Trevor, if I'm not mistaken, last year you watched your former teammates win a national title. What was that like for you, and how do you feel now?
It was a very motivating time for me. I couldn't be happy for them. I got a lot of great friends on that team still. A lot of respect for that school. So I was very happy when they won, obviously. But you know, jealousy rolls in. You know, I want it bad, and you know, I have the opportunity to do it this year with this team. It's an absolute family in that locker room. So I wouldn't want to be here with any other team.
Further questions for the players? Michael, right here.
Mark, can you talk about the goal?
Could you introduce yourself again, though?
Sorry.
Thanks.
Michael Vega, Boston Globe. Mark, can you describe the goal that you got and the period that it came after, you know, Noel's goal, and plus the job that you know Nick Saraceno did in terms of, you know, getting puck to you guys.
Well, you know, it started with Trevor there. He won a great battle against their player and got it to Nick, and then Nick found me open in front of the net. So it was a great play by both those two players, and I just tried to outweigh Massa there, and he sprawled on the ice. So I just tried to get it up over his pad.
Okay, right here in front.
Nick Rojas, Providence College Athletics. John, in the first period there, you guys really set the tone defensively. Could you talk about how you were able to take away some of their scoring chances and really set the tone there in the first period?
Yeah, I think it was a continuation of what we've been able to do all year defensively as a team. It's the commitment to moving our feet and closing that gap a little bit more than maybe some other guys would, and really taking away time and space, whether it's on the rush or if they get a dump and they get possession down low. It's guys knowing their roles and knowing where they have to be and always having their heads on the swivel. So if they did get possession in tight, they're able to take away their space and maybe force a pass they didn't necessarily want to make. And our other guys with good funnels and stuff like that were there to take it away. So it was a real good job by everyone on our team.
Right behind you.
Thanks. There's a question for Mark as well. Brian Sullivan, U.S. College Hockey Online. In the last few games of your regular season hockey's playoffs, you guys put up a lot of shots, but ran into some hot goaltending, some puck luck, what have you. Do you feel like that set you up for tonight and facing a hot goaltender like Massa and keeping with it?
Yeah, I think the main thing was just to stick with our game plan. If we were getting pucks and men to the net, we would be able to pop a few. So I think without getting frustrated and just stick to our game plan and stick to the process, we could be able to bury a few.
Bob?
NHL.com and BruinsDaily.com. Can you go back to the question about Saraceno's play and maybe why that line seemed to click so well?
Well, I've played with both those two players in the past, and it's it's two very, very good hockey players. They both work hard, have a lot of skill, and have a lot of grit to them. They work hard, they battle hard, and they both have a lot of vision. So it was really a really great play by both those two players for Trevor to win the battle and get it to Nick, and then for Nick to find me in front there.
Michael.
John, Michael Vega, Boston Globe. Just wanted to get you to reflect a little bit about what you guys have done as a team now to make it to the national championship. First time this school is making that appearance in 3 decades. Can you reflect on the magnitude of the feat?
Yeah, I think it's pretty special for everyone in our community, and especially our guys in the locker room, and some of the alumni that are fortunate to be with us throughout our journey. And the support's been unbelievable from our fans and all the way through, up and down the list. Can't thank them enough. And as far as our team goes, obviously battled some adversity there, getting knocked out by UNH in the quarterfinals. But we made it our mission to be able to make ourselves ready in case we got that second chance. And that was our focus throughout those 2 weeks that we had off, and especially when we got in just by a hair there into this tournament. So we truly believe that once you get in, that's the hard part, and any team can take it. So we're very happy to be here, and we're very fortunate to be moving on to Saturday.
Okay.
Jim Donaldson, Providence Journal. Just quickly for both John and Mark, your reaction to Trevor's goal coming when it did as quickly as it did.
John.
That was nice because it was kind of that goal they scored was kind of it started with me, a little miscommunication with our defenseman, and I made the wrong play with the puck, and so I was really happy to see us go down into their zone and get a little grind time there, and then that was a phenomenal shot by Trevor. I don't think any goalie's stopping that. That was a great finish, and it was a great comeback from a tough letdown there.
Mark.
Yeah, to score the very next shift after their goal, that was it's part of our game plan and part of our team mentality is we're relentless, and no matter what, if they get a goal and things start looking down, we're going to be relentless and we're going to battle back. So for Trevor to get that huge goal for us the very next shift, that was a big play.
Anything further for the players? All right, guys, congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll continue on with your questions for Coach Lehman.
Rich Thompson, Boston Herald, Jeff. Right.
You better be careful.
Mike. What are they going to say now? You're talking about the process, sticking with the game plan. Was that something designed for this team, or is that just Providence hockey we're seeing?
It's just our hockey. I think it's why we struggled early in the year and why we're playing a lot better now. Is that we know our identity, we know who we are, and we know when we stick with our game plan, we can have success. So, it's the growth of a team throughout the season.
Let's go over to the Herald, Michael.
Hey, Nate. Michael Vega, Boston Globe. Just wanted to ask you about that. The goal they got, and of course the response, the rapid response. What was the reaction on the bench, and especially with you? When you saw them, finally get to that point where they seemed to seize a little bit of momentum.
Well, it was probably the biggest moment in the game for us. That and getting the first goal. Coming back the shift after of giving up a goal, they had momentum. And for us to kind of score right back, it just it deflates their bench a little bit and it picks up your bench a little bit. So the best thing about it is that I thought we were slipping with some things we wanted to do in the third period, and right after we scored that goal, all the guys on the bench were saying the right things, and I thought we played the rest of the game with the way that we wanted to play it in that third period.
Nate, BobStoneHL.com and BruinsDaily.com. We've seen it a lot of times where teams come out a bit flat-footed. Dean seemed to think that was the key with his team, they just couldn't get going quite as quickly as they'd like. But what is it that you did to get the team to make that jump as quickly as Providence seemed to do?
Well, we've been focusing on ourselves. That's the big thing. It's the lesson we learned against UNH. In the playoffs, it was probably the best thing that had happened to us to prepare us. To be quite honest, is that we played a great game in game one in that series. I think we put up 42, 43 shots, but we made a couple mental mistakes, and they took advantage of it, and they beat us. And in game two and game three, I thought we were hoping a lot. We weren't really going after it. We were hoping a lot, and we're not a very good team when we're hoping.
In the back.
Nate, Doug Tribou, WBUR and National Public Radio. I wonder if you could just take a minute and discuss what you see in your two possible opponents. If you could spend a second on each team on BU and North Dakota.
Well, we played them both this year, so there's some familiarity there. North Dakota, we played them up there, and terrific power play. Their D are very involved in their offense. Great goaltender, and they play hard. They play hard-nosed hockey. BU is, big-time skill. They can pick you apart if you give them time and space. Obviously, they, in my opinion, they have the best player in the country in Jack Eichel. So, you kind of always got to be aware of where he's at and where he's going and things like that. But, we both teams, we lost the first night, and we came back with really good games the second night. So, I think, whatever team we're fortunate enough to play, I think the guys will have a good feel for who we're going to play against and how they play and how we need to play.
Jim
Donaldson, Providence Journal. Nate, you talked about identity in your terms, in your sense. What do you feel is the identity of this team?
Oh, we're a hard-working team. We're a hard-working, simple team. A lot of our offense, we feel like we can. It's funny because a lot of people were calling us a structure team. I don't know if we're a structure team. I think we can generate offense a lot of different ways, which we showed tonight with 48 shots. So, I think we're a team that is kind of multifaceted.
Okay, Andy.
It's still a hockey state, Jim.
Andy Merritt, New England Hockey Journal. Nate, the Achari line seemed like they were working pretty hard, pretty active early on. How much of an engine were they for you, and how nice was it to see them get rewarded with that first goal?
And Noli's he's been a horse for us. He does a lot of things well. I thought he was winning face-offs well early, and I would agree with you 100%. Every time I threw him over the boards, it felt like we were getting zone time, and good things were happening.
Okay, Jeff.
Jeff Cox, SB Nation. Coach, how advantageous was your speed tonight in kind of getting your forecheck going and really putting them on their heels?
I thought we had our feet moving. That was one of the points that we really wanted to get across to the guys is, again, getting back, not hoping, making it happen, playing on our toes. And I think we have good team speed. I think we have good mobility, and getting some pucks in behind them helped us use that speed early.
Okay, right here.
Tim Healy, right here. Tim Healy, Sports on Earth. What does it say about college hockey that 3 of the last 4 champs were first-timers, and now you guys have a chance to do the same?
I think it talks about the parity. I mean, we were hundredths of a point from not making it to this tournament, and we felt like we had a great season. We felt like we had 22 wins and 8-3-1 non-conference. We finished second place in a league that finished above 500 against every other league, and we're holding our breath to see if we get in the tournament. And I mentioned this, I believe, yesterday, is that, that it used to be that, if you could get 20 wins, you're pretty much locked in the tournament. But this year, we had 22, Bowling Green had 22, and it came down to the two of us to see who was going to get in. But I think it just speaks more to the parity of college hockey right now. There's not a lot that separates teams, and it comes down to a bounce here, a bounce there, almost every night.
Okay, right here in front.
Scott McLaughlin, WEI. Coach Trevor talked about what it was like for him watching Union win last year and his reaction. And I know you've talked about that in the past. Was it something the two of you talked about, since it was such a similar situation for both of you?
No. The only time I talked to him about it was going into the game last year. I just didn't want Trevor to be over emotional, because, when you go into that and you're playing against friends on both sides of the ice and you want it so bad. But no, I would echo Trevor's words. I mean, that staff at Union did a terrific job, led by Rick Bennett, and, proud, happy for them, proud to say that I worked there at one time, and, and it's kind of on to our summer, and how do we get better to get there?
Okay, we're here.
Coach Brian Sullivan, U.S. College Hockey Online. Similar to what I asked Mark, what do you feel your team learned from some of those big shot, low goal games toward the tail end of the regular season?
Oh, big shot, low goal. Okay, I said local. That's like big shot. We had a lot of them in the first half of the season. I think we won 3 games, 1-0 in the first half of the season. So I think our team feels comfortable playing in these low-scoring games. Our team feels comfortable, in one-goal games. And we had to grind the first half of the season because we weren't scoring well. But we stuck with it. We stayed with it, and now we're kind of getting rewarded. I thought we had a pretty good second half as far as scoring goals. I wish our power play would have been a little better tonight. But I think when you go through rough patches, if your team takes the right focus and they battle through that adversity, they can get a lot better. It can make you multidimensional, and I think when we were in that rough patch a little bit, we weren't scoring. We had to be a great defensive team, and we were. We were a really good defensive team during that time, and how we had to play is helping us now because we know we can gear down and we can play some good team D.
Julie.
Julie Robenheimer, HockeyBuzz.com. Coach, your players talk a lot about being relentless with the puck. Head coach Dean Blaze talked about the confidence that your shooters had. I know it kind of wasn't always like that this season. Can you talk a little bit about the development of that aggressive attack and the confidence that they have with their puck over the years?
I keep going back to that UNH series, but I think that was a big point for us. I think it was a big point for our team to learn, and it's kind of what we've been hammering home. And it's funny, when you start winning, you shoot the puck a lot better. You shoot the puck a lot harder. I mean, after we won the regional in practice, it was like we noticed how well the guys were ripping the puck and feeling confidence with the puck and shooting the puck. So I think that's kind of carried over, and I think the guys, they're really feeling confident about their shots right now.
Okay, Michael.
Nate, Michael Vega, Boston Globe. Just wanted to pose the same question to you as I did to John about reflecting about getting to the final, given how close you were not to making it into this tournament, and to what degree does that seem like a surreal thing to you? I mean, to get in and then to get this far and to be here in this moment for the first time, at the school for 3 decades, to have a chance, and as an addendum, to be one of the Hockey East representatives here, in this building.
Well, I mean, it's funny how our season's gone, Mike, because we went from being a preseason number 3 in the country, preseason picked to win Hockey East, to getting off to a slow start. We had some injuries. We were struggling scoring. to every article that was being written about how disappointing we were, how it was a disappointing season, how they're not living up to this, and I, when you go through this the first time and you haven't had any guy in your locker room that's, been a preseason number one, we were just trying to protect the guys a little bit and be patient with the guys and let them know that, that we had a lot of faith in them and we were okay, despite what people were saying. And we played a good non-conference schedule. We played some great teams, and I think that we got on a little bit of a roll in the. Towards Christmas time, November, Christmas time, we won the tournament in Vermont, and then we were kind of quietly going about things. Like we were playing good hockey, but we were flying under the radar because everyone was still saying, they're disappointing. It's a disappointing season, and we know what a grind our league is. Our league's a great league, and BU had a terrific season. But we weren't going to let it, within our locker room, we weren't going to let it, we were trying not to let it affect our guys. So now we're getting back to a point where we're underdogs and people's going like, how did they get here? How do you expect that? And it's kind of funny how the roller coaster's gone. But I could tell you in the locker room, we had a couple meetings, and right after we lost to UNH, we had a meeting. We said, our goal is to win a national championship. We believe we can do it. And I think all the guys, we're on board with that. So I don't know if I answered your question, Mike. I was rambling. Well, it's great to get to this point. It's great to represent the state of Rhode Island. It's great to represent Hockey East. I had a lot of coaches in Hockey East texting me today, and that meant a lot because I have so much respect for the coaches in our league. I think it's a great league, and I'm really proud for our administration. I'm really proud for our school because the amount of support that they've given to the program from our president, from our athletic directors, from our alumni. I'm happy for them, but at the same point, I'm pretty intense, and it's like the job's not done. That's the front nine, that's the front nine. We got the back nine, and I was really happy about that after the game. Is that the guys weren't? It wasn't like the guys were jumping up and down and celebrating the room, and that's good because the message is getting across a little bit that, we expect to win, and it's time to, whoever we play Saturday night, we know we're going to have our hands full, but. We can't wait to get after it.
Take one more, and then we got to let Coach go. The next game's about to start.
Nate, Doug Tribune, National Public Radio again. Just to follow up a little bit on that, could you just describe, the players talked about this a little bit, but your view of the reaction on campus to the success, given that the college hasn't been this far since 1985? What's that been like for you? What's the atmosphere been like?
Well, I'll tell you, it's not like it's just taken off this year. I'll be honest with you. We got a new basketball coach, and he came in the same time I did, and we have our women's cross country team won the national championship last year. Our men's soccer team went to the Final Four this year. So the environment on campus and within our school is things are really. Looking up for all of us, and I don't think it's just one sport carrying the flag. I mean, what our basketball team did last year, winning the Big East, and then getting the NCAA tournament and getting back there this year. There's a lot of excitement on our campus for a lot of almost all of our athletic teams. So it's a fun time to be there. I feel proud to represent Providence College, and we just hope it continues.
Providence College has advanced to the national championship game. Has a nice ring to it. Doesn't it? Thanks, guys.
I know. How did Tiger finish up? No idea.
I know. I wonder.